part of our spotlight section, and it is eligible for our audience award. So if you love the film, don't forget to vote at the end. We'll have audience award team members in blue t-shirts outside. All you have to do to vote is scan your ticket, and it's a thumbs up system, so one scan is one vote for the film to win.
First, thank you very much for coming tonight. This is kind of a dream come true for myself. Mark Stedman, who's here, who co-wrote it with me. You know, Mark and I were on a show called Men of a Certain Age. He was a writer. This was right after Everybody Loves Raymond was done. I started a show called Men of a Certain Age. And in 2 years, that show got canceled. And it was a time where I was wondering, what am I going to do next? And I thought, you know what, I think I might want to try writing a script, a screenplay. And I knew I couldn't do it by myself. And I had a great rapport with Mark in the Men of a Certain Age writers room. So I asked him, he was unemployed, we were both unemployed. I said, do you want to try to put a script together? And he said, yes. And boom, 10 years later, here we are. To be honest, we picked it up, we put it down, he got a job, I got a job. You know, we started it, we stopped it, we started. We finally got it down to at one point we had 180 pages. And I told my agent, he said, okay, that's going to cut 60 pages from it, maybe we can do something. And we did that, and we finally got to a point where we said, let's have a table read. We had a table read, and it sounded good. We had actor friends come in, and then my agent said, okay, there's a movie here, let's make this movie. And then COVID hit, and we waited a year, and then we started again in the middle of COVID, and it's a year ago this week that we wrapped, last June. And then we edited it for whatever months we edited, and then we decided we had to figure out where we were going to do it. You know, what festival. We knew we were going to go to a festival. And thank God we ended up here because this is where it belongs. It's a movie about people. I mean, it's about people, but it's about the world that I grew up in, the people I knew. And it's about my hometown, which is New York City, Queens, New York. I'm really happy that it's here, and I know you hear it all the time, but this is a dream come true. I hope you enjoy it. Even if you don't enjoy it, it's a dream come true. It's not as good a dream, but it's still a dream come true. So thank you again, and have fun.
That's it, somewhere in between. Very nice.
Hello, everybody. My name is Raymond. I'm a feature programmer at Tribeca Festival. We have another round of applause, please. Welcome to the stage of that wonderful movie. Cast members Lori Metcalf, producer of the film, Mark Stedman, and the writer, producer, director, and star, Raymond Romano.
Thank you guys so much. I just want to say, Sadie, the girl in the movie, she couldn't be here. She's working in Vancouver, so she couldn't make it. And I don't know if you introduced Deirdre Frio.
So, Ray, when you were growing up across the river in Queens, in Forest Hills. Did you ever think that one day you would be premiering your feature film here in Tribeca?
I still don't believe it. No, this is crazy. Before I answer that, I just want to ask one question to this audience, which is a great audience. We seem to have a good problem on our hands. Did anybody hear the last line of the movie? I don't know if you did or not.
It's Laura's line.
Okay, in case you didn't, because when the girl screams, yay, Matthew, and Laurie leans to look again, you all laugh. But what you didn't, do you want to say it? What you didn't hear was she looks at the girl and goes,
Who's that whore?
But anyway, so that's a good problem. They were laughing through the line. Yeah. But anyway, your answer, no, I never thought this, I started as a stand-up, and that was my career, and I loved doing stand-up. And then one thing led to another, the TV show, and then to this, and to be here, like I said, it's a dream come true, yeah. I have all these people, and these people out here to thank you. Was when Mark and I decided to turn it into a movie. We had to hook up with producers, and we got two great producers, Albert Berger and Ron Ricker.
So obviously everyone loves Raymond, obviously, you do, I do. And your character here, you're playing again a kind of a nice an Italian dad in a working class family. How much of your own life is interwoven into your character?
Well, I mean, I took bits of it's not an autobiographical movie, but there are bits of my life, things I did experience, and then we wove them into a story. I will say I wanted to write this script about this particular world, and the world of these Italian Americans and their, the way they are family-wise, traditional-wise, and if I'm being totally honest, my parents were not that way, but I married into that family. Yes. And I married, my wife is here, my wife of 30 years.
And half this crowd is her family.
Yeah, so they're here. They're all here. The Scarpulas are here. Yeah.
I saw them at the wedding.
And so when I decided to write a script, I decided it's such a colorful world, and it's so, rich, and even though it's specific to them, I knew it's all about family values, and that no matter what family you're from, you would identify with it, So that's kind of that was what we did. What we knew from the beginning was the world that we wanted to write about, and it was that world. And then the story, there are little elements. My son is really 6'5", and he played on his high school basketball team. He's here, Joe. You want and I want to be real quick because I want these guys to talk. But when he graduated, he was a center. He played. We were in LA now. He played for a school called Campbell Hall, and he was a center because he was 6'5". And when he graduated, we kind of knew in college at 6'5", you're a guard. And let's be honest, Joe, you didn't have guard skills. And so I kind of knew that this was going to end. And I got such a thrill watching him play. I was proud of him, and I liked being slapped on the back, As pathetic as that sounds, I don't get enough attention being a celebrity. And that was the jumping off point, was, what if this was about a guy who that's all he had? He felt small in his real life, and he felt big in the gym watching his son, and that's where we started from. So yes, there are elements of real life, but you know, we made up this family, and these are them.
Lori, you played the kind of hard-nosed mom before. You think you were robbed for the Oscar for your lady. What was different about this particular character? Regular mom.
Angela? Well, I just took everything from off the page because the script was so perfect that that's what I took my cues from. And I have to say, I've told him this, but I think Ray is one of the best directors I've ever worked with. It's really true, and I'm very hard to come by, and I hope he does it some more because he taught me a lot during the shooting of this movie.
Well, in another 10 years, we're going to have another script. Yeah. You were the best. You were the best. Yeah.
How the rest of you share any particular anecdotes with working with Mr. Romano on the set?
Can I say something about Jake? This is Jacob. And you know how hard it is? I can't tell you how hard it is to find, first of all, a tall actor, okay? And a tall actor who can play basketball. That's the hardest thing. We looked and searched, and he kept coming up, and we had him on the list, but then we thought, look, this is what he really looks like. This kid's not a virgin. We trusted that we would figure a way out, and it was just give it a bang. We just gave it a bang. But he also took on that. I mean, he took on Stitch's persona. You know, it was just wonderful. And he doesn't have that, you know, New York accent. He did it all by himself. Yeah, and we were so happy. Driving from Postmates when we told him he had the role, he was driving from Postmates, and I don't want to reveal too much, but you kind of still are driving from Postmates. And we're hoping that's going to end pretty soon.
I was asking them what it was like working with you. I can
Yeah.
see how it was like. I'd like to hear from.
Ray is, nothing but a pleasure to work with. I can't say enough about how privileged I feel to have been able to work with him at all, and especially on my first film, because he was so just kind of nurturing and made me feel comfortable throughout the entire process, which being thrown into this Postmates can be intimidating. So it was incredible.
Wow, he's the best. He's the best kid. And he got. If I can tell him, a week after we wrapped, he married his high school sweetheart.
And she is right there.
As limited as he was in his experience, because he literally, the only thing we had to look at was college films that you made just about you. It was like, it wasn't really a college film, it was just you. But as limited as he was, the flip side was getting this gentleman right here, who was that was a big get for us too, you know?
Well, thank you so much, Ray. But as Lori said, it all starts with the script. And when I read the script, and I could rely on those 100 films that I've done, we predict that this is a lovely, lovely film that enticed me to be a part of it. And then you will put it on top of that, Ray Romano. And everybody loves Raymond. And it is true that the character he played is even better than that. He's a very nurturing fellow and a good friend. And I was just very proud to be with him, and the way he brought all these wonderful actors together. I mean, look at this baby. I mean, it is a true pleasure to watch them, the four of them on stage in particular, and it's of course my daughter also, Idra. To watch them, their particular journeys, is instructive. The movie is instructive, because that's the kind of films I like to do, and it really touched my heart, and I'm sure, and it touched you got every laugh and every sorrow, and listen to all of that, and I'm very proud to be in this film.
Tony brought a lot to the character too that we didn't have on the page. I remember the first thing he said was, "I don't know if I like the cursing so much around the father," and I love that. That was the part, you know, that whenever our family cursed, we were disrespecting you, and that whole element that wasn't there for you, and that, you know, just that part of that character was so important, you know.
And I thank Ray, you know, for listening basically and understanding that you don't use the F word at family, mothers around, children around, and what have you. And we took them all out. I counted them. In the whole script, there was 75. So we did take them out.
We're lazy writers.
We took a couple out. And I hope you don't mind if I'm going to talk about the cast. Yeah. This woman right here, a lot of that stuff, you know, wasn't on the page either. You know, when she's in the kitchen, when you're bringing the food and saying, "You're going to live with her for 15 minutes," that's all her. And she's in a different line. On each page, she's in a different line. And then when you say his member looks like an ethnic ring pop, we ended up using that, but you had about 11 other ones.
Pitched you 30 other options and you liked 11 of them.
Yes, I remember some of them. It looks like a golf pencil. It looks like a birthday candle. These are all
Gherkin.
a gherkin. Yeah, there was some.
Let me just say one other thing too. That Ray put together not only a cast that really, really liked each other, and work so well together, and this cute boy over here is going to have a big career, as you all do. And all his crew, the crew was wonderful. Yeah. It was wonderful.
I know you hear that from you hear that a lot, but he's telling the truth if he feels this way, because I remember when you rapped, on the day you rapped, and I don't even know if you knew I was there. You were telling the crew. You said, and I'm paraphrasing, but I think the quote was, "I've done over 100 films, and this was my favorite one to do." That's what you said.
Absolutely.
Talking to the crew.
Well, it looked like it was a lot of fun to make. Obviously, there's a lot of love on the stage, and it was on the screen as well. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful.
Yeah, you gotta say something. Yeah.
I talk about you,
Huh?
I talk about how great you are.
Yeah. You didn't say how great I was yet. No, but I mean, I put you through the ringer for years and years and years, and we're just struggling with this thing.
Yeah, but it's all worth it. The gift was getting to make a movie that nobody's really going to let us make anymore in this Marvel Universe world we all live in. And it's a special treat and a privilege, and it's the kind of movie you dream about being able to make. And it's all because of this.
Well, and I also thank you very much, but I also want, I'm not going to be able to mention everybody, but our editor, Ron Massor is out there. And when you ever get to see the movie again and you hear her say, who's that whore, at the end, that was the genius move of Rob, because that line, the first time she leans over to see who this woman is, that's when that line comes. That's when you say, who's this for? And our editor said, that'd be a great last line of the movie. Yeah, and we flipped it. You guys
He came in and he said,
yeah.
let me show you something I did.
Yeah. But he did that throughout the whole movie, so he was great. And my manager and agent are here too. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. All right. Where's Eddie? Eddie, okay. Hey, you still have my phone number, right? Okay. I'm kidding, of course. Oh, and Katie, yeah, where's Katie? Katie, very funny actress. She's the one who said she can't, but her husband was right there without wine. Yeah. Sorry.
And Marshall, and
Yeah.
I'm forgetting anyone.
Marshall here?
Yeah, Marshall's here. The
Oh,
poet.
the Marshall, who is
An actual poet, a real poet. Danny.
Who?
Danny plays out.
Danny Garcia, who told the story of, I think you guys kind of laughed over the line. The first time he had sex, it was with her legs. Yeah. And where the kids? Where's Adam and Franco is back there.
Everyone who's in the cast and crew, stand up, please.
I'm sorry, we were talking too much. Yeah.
Please, if you love this movie, and I see that we did, please have your tickets scanned on the way out by the audience, by our venue usher people, and they will award the audience award.
Yeah.